And I'm back. Sorry about the disconnection earlier. It was a loose cable connection in the back of my PC, so that was my bad. Uh, Hopefully, it doesn't disconnect anymore. I had to like really push that uh, cable into the connector. All right. So, but let me show you that I actually did complete my my Kraken and the others, other monsters. Other monsters. All right, so let me head back here, and it does show that it's already animated by itself. This is the idle position. Let me see if I can go here. All I did was just added the animation Kraken walk. I didn't add. I just added an animation asset, not a entire animation blueprint, because it doesn't have one, and in order to make one, I suppose I can make one. But yeah, all I did was just use the animation walk and add my footsteps, the Kraken sound effects to it. So it should play. I'm not sure why it's not playing right now. Huh. Not sure what's going on. It should play the sound effects. Don't hear it. Um. Hmm. Why is this not playing? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, and I might want to change the actual sound effects too. So let me click on that. Get rid of this right now. I don't know why it's not playing. This is where I set it up. What? No, I don't want this one. I don't use that animation. Oh, there we go. Now it's playing. See how it doesn't sound right? It sounds like a mechanical, I don't know, mechanical cyber steampunk machine or something. Hmm. So that I don't know. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of the sound effects from that, just because it just doesn't sound right. Yeah. So let me see if I move over. Don't know if I can move this over. Let's stop that. I think I'll just close it instead. Here's my Whisper Monster that I worked on the day before. This one I worked on today. I think I might want to adjust this collision. The half height is 150. I don't think I want it at 150. I don't know what it should be at. Let me see. The collision of this one is also 150. Radius is 70. The so it's all the way out of the character. I mean, the character's all the way out of the collision. So, and it's already bugged out where it got stuck in the walls. So I kind of don't know what I have to do. I don't know. Maybe change this to be fatter. I don't know if that's gonna help. And shorter. Does that help anything? So, I mean, it's still outside of it by a lot. Yeah, that's not gonna work, is it? Oh well. Let me see. Do I need this all the way up there? me see this one. The camera is tiny on this one. But let me see. Can you see it right there? It's right by the mouth. At least nothing is blocking its view except for these tentacles. But even the tentacles aren't blocking the view. You can see. Anyhow. Let me see if I can work on this. Sounds too mechanical. I like this sound, but it's too mechanical. Wonder if I modulate it. Let me disconnect. Break nodes. Whoops. Not to this, though. What would happen if I put it to 2, 0.3? What would that sound like? Doesn't sound like anything, actually. Does not make any noise. What the heck? Okay. 4 and 0.5. Let's see, what about this one? I think that's a... I get rid of this. Maybe because it has all of these inputs. I'll just get rid of that then. I don't want these sounds as a... Okay, what about this one? I don't know if I want that modulation sound. What about this? This sound and this sound. What does it sound like there? Oh, okay, that one does okay. Maybe this sound too. Sounds high. What does this one sound like? And what does this one sound like? I don't think I want this one, but no. Maybe just this one. Hmm. Okay, so modulation on that is 5 and 10, and it sounds like that. But if I lowered it, but what if I lowered it to 0.1 and 0.5? Okay. Alright, that's really low. Okay, that's good enough. Hmm. What is 0.3 and 0.5? Let's try that. Mm. 1, 2, 5. I think I only want those two. So let's get rid of these. I want them at different modulations. So gotta get rid of these pins, because for some reason it tries to run through these empty pins, and if it does that, the sound effect's gonna sound empty, or it's not gonna have any sounds. What are these? Alright. Let me see. Break this link. Mix this into here. What is the modulation? Oh, it's really low. Let's see. Yikes, a little too low. Maybe don't modulate it too low. Get rid of this one. I don't need that sound. sound. Okay. Remove all these. Wait, what made that sound? It's a little too clicky, actually. Even with the lower pitch. I wonder if I need this to be a lot low. Maybe put it back to like 7 and 0.9. I don't know. Let's try that. This is Footsteps Kraken. Where is... Okay, let me go to... How did I get the sound again? Yikes, I don't know. Huh. I really don't know how I got the sound the last time to play. How do I play this darn thing? I don't know. Let me see. Okay, you know what? Maybe get 7 and 9. Get rid of the pitch modulation. Put it back to regular. It's already low enough. Does this need a mixer? No, there's nothing else there, so just get rid of that one. And this one you can make it a bit softer. It doesn't sound that good, but it's better than what it was before. I cannot find out. How did I get the sound effects to work here? Now it just doesn't want to play anything. Oh, so stop this. Save it. Save that. I don't know if I compiled, so I'm going to compile and save that. Compile and save that. Let me look at my monster spawner. So these are connected. So this is the first spawner, BP the Beast. This one is the Hollow. This one is the Whisper, and now this one is the Kraken. And they are all connected, so it's between 0 and 3 right now. I just want to test the Kraken, so I'm going to reduce the selection to just 3 and save. Let's go and let's save and then test it out. Not that. Alright. Let's see where the monster spawns. Oh, there it is. He's stuck in the ground. Oh. He's not stuck in the ground, but he's walking in the ground, which is bad. And the footsteps does not sound good. He's getting stuck in the walls. Unfortunately. Terrible sound of footstep sounds. I probably need more variety of sounds. Let me see. Willie Chase? That was the roar. Here he comes. He's moving pretty fast, but his legs are still pretty slow. There's my character there. And got the Seeker. And he doesn't look too big, but I don't know about that roar. That roar is a little too... Maybe I need to change the roar a little bit. The Kraken roars. Okay, I added these low sounds to it, and they are already naturally that low, actually. Yikes, I don't know what this does really, but that sounded distorted. I mean, this sounds good for like a really huge Kraken, but I want a little tiny Kraken in the hallways. Or it could sound good for a dragon. Scary sounding. Sounds like, you know, the decibels are being, it's reaching over 0. 0 decibels. Don't know if I want that. About 20. But I don't know if this is changing anything. pitch is really lowered here on these effects, but not so much on this one. We have these. So I'm going to change this back to 10 and 20. See what happens here. Still pretty loud. Like that. And again, it sounds really distorted. There's a sound effect in here that I don't want. That's cool. It's this one, I think. Sounds like too much of a click. Even when it was modulated at a low pitch. Yeah, there's submix monsters to that. And attenuation monster roar. Maybe that helps. I don't know. Sounds pretty loud, so. These roars sound like it's for a very, very big Kraken. I have a tiny Kraken in the hallways. This is like a dragon or something. I like that. And this one. Sounds like someone's saying something. Oh, I don't want that one in there. I want it to sound more like, less like someone speaking, more like just growling and roars. I just don't need it to be this low. What is the modulation on this? I guess, is it this? Can't be this, because that's... Wonder if I need that sound effect in there. These don't have any pitch on them. Or any pitch changes. I might get rid of this one. Oh my goodness. That's more like breathing fire. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of this one. Sounds like a more like a clicking sound then. I wanted to add these for some lower bass sound to the roar. Alright. So that's the Kraken. Even though it's a tiny Kraken, it sounds like a huge Kraken. Like a dragon Kraken or something. With those sound effects. Okay, here. Oh, you know what I forgot to change? The monsters walking in the ground. Oh, that sounds cool. Okay. Oh, that's fast. You got here pretty quick. All right. Dang it. Okay, so let me put this in. The monster is in the ground because I changed the what do we call this? I changed this, and it really made it like lower to the ground. So what is it that I got to? Oh, it was the collision. Don't know why the collision did that. Just capsule height, half height. Let me see if I can get the monster. Oh, that's why. If you change the collision, the monster is connected to the collision. So, darn it. Don't know if that's gonna put the monster back on the floor. We'll see. 'Cause I'm only testing the monster. Oops. The Kraken. Not any of the other monsters right now. Where is this monster? I need to see him before he goes off. Yeah, the footsteps are horrible. I don't like it. I wanted more of a click, 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 tick, 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 tick. But it sounds so weird. And he's still in the ground, so I need to move that up a little. Maybe like that. Don't know. Let me see. monster. Oh, it's right here. His feet are still in the ground. Yeah, it's stuck on the stairs, unfortunately. Yeah, let's just move this back a little bit. Huh. Just did that. I didn't change the height too much. Darn it, he's somewhere else. Oh my gosh. He's all the way on the other side. You look at his feet. Now he's not even touching the ground. And he cannot even get inside. But his tentacles could reach inside. What the heck? How come his feet are not touching the ground now? Alright, let's stop this. How much? I don't know. Is it really that big of a difference? Went from, I think, 105 to 85. Let me see this one. Hopefully he spawns somewhere here. Nope. Darn it. He's gonna take off to somewhere. Oh my gosh. Okay, he's stuck. At least his feet is touching the ground. Whoa. It's just the sound effects are horrible. Okay, let me stop. What? How do I? Okay, right here, footsteps. Actually, I don't think that does anything. But let's see, which one is this? Let's see. Get rid of this one. Or what about this one? Yeah. As much I as I didn't want the top sound. The top one sounds better. Let me see. Do 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 do. Ah, it's on the other side somewhere. Maybe I need to add the other footsteps because some of his feet actually they land almost at the same time, but not exactly. So you can see I only have 4. Maybe I should fill in the others because they kind of look like they land at the same time. So if the right let me try to add something. The Kraken. Doesn't actually add anything, actually. What about the last one down here? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's another foot somewhere that I'm missing. Got this one, this one, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I got them all. See if they land on the side. So I use this one. I wonder if I really want this sound. Even less sounds. Oh well. Just put that sound back. What about all these? Doo, doo, doo. Does this need to be compiled or anything? No. OCD. Alright, let me see what the monster, where the monster spawns, and then try to listen to its sound effects, or its footsteps. The bug, it's not moving. Yes, now it's moving. I don't know how to make it stop hugging the walls. So you got stuck in the walls. Alright. Have to find a way to fix that so that it doesn't get stuck in the walls. I got it. It's Crab Octopus Oyster. Yeah. It's this, the Kraken monster. It's a bird 5. Welcome to the stream. Looks like my monster. Oh, every time I think my monster is bugged, he starts moving again. Now, where is he going this time? Oh, we're down to. Hey, what's up, Bird 5? How you doing? Let's see. Just trying to add this monster. Well, I added the monster. I'm just trying to see if I can get it working at least somewhat decently in my game. Like right now, he's just walking and hitting the walls. I don't know how to get the monsters to stop hugging the walls whenever they move through the hallways. Eventually, I guess I'm gonna have to ask the AI chatbot. This is kind of nice. I mean, I still rather have more of a clickety-clackety sound for the footsteps, but this is better than what it was before. It was pretty bad. I just want more of a click, clack, click, clack. Not like this. It keeps getting stuck right here. I don't know if he's... Yeah, he got bugged up. Again, every time I think he's bugged, he starts moving. Oh, yeah, he is. Well, no. Keeps psyching me out. Alright, I guess, okay, let me see if he will chase the Seeker. If I pick up 2 cards... Oh, there's... Okay, that roar sounds very distorted. And... see if he got bugged, or is he coming somewhere? Yeah, I think it might be bugged out. Hide. Oh, never mind. I just ended the playtest. But I think he was bugged, because he should have been running down the stairs So I definitely need to figure out this collision thing. I just fixed the height, so he's actually walking on the floor, not in the floor. Yeah, maybe there's a time. Well, I don't know if I put reverb on there. Let me see, is there reverb in here? I don't know. Compressor, peak. I know there's a reverb somewhere, but I don't think I put reverb on there. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know. Okay, but in here, I do have a mixer. Try to make these sounds not so loud compared to these sounds, but modulated to sound less like a button click or something. I wonder if I just, instead of modulating it, just directly put it through. What about this one? I think I don't know. It's just these sounds are naturally low. So when they're mixed together, they really make this sound low. There must be a reverb node. No, I didn't add any reverb nodes, but I know I seen reverb in here somewhere. Don't think I put it on though, or I enabled it. Let me see. Effects source. I think this is the only thing that I put on it though. Dun, 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 dun. Then there's this. Low shelf, high shelf, side chain, response, ratio, peak. Dun, 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 dun. Don't need that one. Is there a reverb in here? No. I'm sure there is a reverb somewhere, because I did see it. I just don't know where. It's probably on some other effects or some things. Like some other sound effects that I was working on. Maybe not these. Did I open this one yet? Oh, I think I know. Maybe there's on the audio volume itself. Apply reverb. Let me see if I turn off reverb right here and see what happens there. Build all and see what that sounds like. Oops. See, where does the monster spawn? It spawned somewhere on the other side. Right here. At least the footsteps get softer the farther away it moves. Yeah, a bit better. Cool. It did sound. Maybe the reverb is what it was making all that. Oh, he's stuck. Okay, no, he's not stuck. It was making all that distorted sounds and the footsteps and the growling. So what's the game idea? It's supposed to be a chase-based horror game. So pretty much there's the seeker. You play as the seeker, and the seeker is trapped in a rift, and there's a monster to torment the seeker, and you just gotta find a way to escape. Right now I don't have any of the escape mechanics in the game, so I just added escape mechanics to the cards. So if you pick up 3 cards, then you can escape, but that's not the original game design. You're supposed to be able to find an exit, and you gotta go look around the map for a key or a bolt cutter or something. Right now it's more like Pac-Man. If you pick up all the pellets, in this case cards, if you pick up all the cards, there's only 3 cards, then you escape. Just to test out, I don't know where the monster went, just to test out the mechanics of the game. But at least the sound effects is good enough that the footsteps kind of tells you that the monster is not nearby anymore. Where is the monster? Let me see. Looks like it's. Oh, yeah. So it's everything. The whole idea is it's supposed to be, again, like Pac-Man. Every time you hit the play again or the new game, it's a completely different rift. So this one is a spaceship. There's the this is the spaceship. I can stop this. This one is the Gothic dungeon. It's supposed to be like a Gothic cathedral, but the way I set it up, it looks more like a dungeon. And what kind of cathedrals have these metal gates? Well, I guess they do. For the outside, not for the indoors. But I put them indoors, so. And then there's the industrial complex. So you get thrown into different rifts, and you got this Victorian mansion to run around in. But most of my testing is done in the spaceship. So, let's see. And so these are the cards. Of course, they're not going to just be right here. I only put them here for testing purposes. But these spawn throughout the map, and you gotta find them. But again, this is just for testing purposes. This is not the actual escape mechanics. That's just too easy. Just find cards and then you're done. You're supposed to find the exit and then look for escape items at the exit. Needs like maybe a card key or a bolt cutter or something like that. You gotta cut the chains to the lock or something. All before you get caught by the monster. So you gotta hide from the monster maybe. I'm gonna try to add desks or beds that you can hide under or lockers that you can hide inside of. Um, but for now, if you pick up so many cards, it's just like with the escape items, it's going to make the monster angry and come chasing you. Oh shoot! Okay, it saw me somewhere. I was right there. Let me see how fast can I get away from it? Ah, no, I guess not. So the idea is that the monster's supposed to be really mad, so he's gonna run fast, faster than the seeker can run. Usually, the seeker's fast enough to get away, and and then I have a stat screen, all the data statistics of how long you were in that current rift, how much time you played, and how much RAM you collected. So eventually, all the items you collect from the rifts, you can sell it to others, or you can buy some other items that you need. Derelict spaceship. It tells you what rift you were stuck in, how many rifts you've played so far, and your success and fail rate on how many rifts you escaped and how many you failed. And then you can quit to the main menu, or you can try again. This button is only for the developer, which is me, so that I can reset all of these numbers and test if these numbers are correct and stuff. And so far, they've been pretty good. The time and the percentages. So then it brings you back to the main menu. I'm still trying to work on these key bindings. So right now they're not working still, even though I did like a whole stream on it. It didn't actually work. Nothing worked, so I need to continue working on these key bindings so that the seeker can... Right now these are just the default keys, and if the seeker doesn't like using these keys, they can change it. Like, for example, if they don't like Q and E for left and right, they can use A and D. Well, they should be able to click on it, press the button they want, but right now it doesn't save. So if you go back and then come back, it's just, it went back. Also, there's another A button, so like if you see that the logic is not working, so even though I did work on the logic, it's not working. So it should say no, you cannot pick A, or it should delete this A and continue with the A you select. But so that eventually I'm gonna have to continue working on. So, but yeah, if you click on new game, it brings you, see, it brings you to another map, and it doesn't bring you to the this, like the spaceship every time. It's random. If you get the spaceship again, well, that's random. But even if you get the spaceship again, it's so random that you might not even get the same monster. It might be a different monster. I don't know what monster we got here, but pretty much you just gotta run around and look for the escape items, in this case the cards. And it's pretty dark. Eventually I'm gonna add the account levels, so each time you get a level up, you get to run. Oh, there's a monster here somewhere. Oh, he's stuck on the stuck there on the stairs. He's bugged out. But yeah, each level. I hate UI. It's just in general. Save game killed me. Yeah. of the save game stuff is supposed to be done under the hood, so the seeker doesn't have to do anything like load games or save games. Oh, okay. I thought that was the monster chasing. But pretty much you just gotta go around looking for the cards. In the future, of course, I'm gonna add scribblings on the wall and desks, beds or chairs or lockers, whatever, cabinets, workspaces. Right now all it is just empty rooms, that kind of stuff. Like I need an environmental artist. I'm not an environmental artist. It looks so boring. It looks plain. And eventually, if I can get all of that filled in, hopefully it'll be much better. And there will be a lot more the Seeker can do, like look through drawers and for escape items. Are you planning procedural? No, not anymore. Another level, but right now all of these rifts, all of the different maps, they're already procedurally coded, so they have a specific way to load so that they're different every time. So for example, if you always found you found the key on the second floor and you turn right and turn left and it's the room to the right, then that's not going to be the case. It's always procedurally generated, so it's always a different layout every time. So no two maps are ever the same. You get a different monster, you get a different rift, and you get the escape items are randomly spawned throughout, so you can't always find it in the same exact spot. Just so that it gives a little bit more of a challenge rather than it's easy, like, oh, I know exactly where to get the last item. The monster's still stuck. I'm not gonna mess with it. So eventually, I'm gonna have to find a way to. Oh, this was for the key bindings. I fixed this thing a million times. I'm not sure why. This keeps showing up. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. But yeah, the game is procedural already. Already made it procedurally generated. I tried to use the PCG in Unreal and that just didn't work, so I created my own procedural logic for it. So this is how it sets up. If you hit replay, then it gives you a different setup every time, a different layout, and it's always like a different challenge, I guess. So this is like the Gothic dungeon, and it gives you a different sort of maze every time to run through, so that you can't always find the key in the same exact spot or something. It's always a different layout. So, but I think the sound effects is fine. Let me see. Oh, Wasn't there some errors in here? Here. Nope. Wanted to see what the errors were. Because I know I fixed those errors. I don't know why they're showing up again. But let me see if I go back in here. Turned off the reverb. Unfortunately, I have to do that for every map because I didn't make it like, you know, what do you call it? I didn't make it like parent and child. So these are just their own maps. I don't know if these can make child maps or anything. I don't know. I don't think so. It doesn't give you the option to. So I have to do this one by one. Go into audio volume. Disable the apply reverb. Go into the next one. Disable that. Let me see. Ambient sound settings. I think that should be fine. So right now there's only 4. Whoops. There's only 4 riffs. And maybe, hopefully someday in the future, I'll have it so that, players can create their own riffs and then add it to the game. And then there'll be even more random maps to run through and escape from. So right now there's just the 4 that I created right here. And recently there were only just the 2 monsters, but since I started, because I've been asking AI chatbots a lot, so with Gemini, it's been helping me create a master monster, so now I can add these to the Whisper and the Kraken rather than just only the Beast and the Hollow before. So now I was able to add these other 2 from the master monster, and then again, eventually in the future I'll get players, or seekers as I call them, to create their own monsters and add them to the game. Let me see. In the master monster, I just set it up so that all of these settings can use different settings for each of the monsters. So like in here, the walk speed is, well, maybe not the walk speed, but the run speed and the walk speed, you can change it between the different monsters. Let me see, like this one. Not just that, is like the other, like they have different growls and roars, so you can change those sound effects, and they have different attacks, different attack animations, as opposed to like using the same thing. This one has a different smash attack and his own sound effects. The Whisper can run much faster at 700 as opposed to the other monsters. It has its own run animation. But let me check out that. In fact, I'm going to test the Whisper, because I don't know if these sound effects were... I did change some stuff for the sound effects, but let me see. I didn't actually test it. Okay, we'll try this one. And let's see where the Whisper spawns. Oh, it's right there. Cool. So if I move back, you can't hear the footsteps anymore. And he's stuck in the wall. feel like you have done developing before. Actually, no. This is my first time making this video game, or a video game. I tried to learn scripting, like C++, and yeah, that just didn't. I wasted my money for those classes. But yeah, I only learned the basics, and from there, I just quit those classes, even though I spent a lot of money on them. And then I tried to take classes at an actual art school. Well, not specifically art. It was actually a university for game development. But then that one too, I didn't take it because, again, you needed to do a lot of programming with C++ and stuff like that, and I was just not good with text-based. But I did, like, enjoy working with blueprints, so that's what I did. And so this game is mainly done, well, it's only done right now all in blueprints with just visual-based scripting. Or is it really the 24th day? Oh, okay, so no, it's the 24th stream. But I have actually worked on this like offline or off stream, but usually I record those and upload those to my Patreon. So if you head on over to the Patreon, my Patreon page, you can see all of those in there. It has the dates and stuff. But yeah, pretty much the whole entire journey. Actually, I only started this maybe... Oh my goodness. It was sometime this year. But I did work on it before I started, maybe in either January or February of this year. And again, I only started because all of these assets were free, and at the time a lot of people were saying, oh, you can use AI chatbots to code and stuff and make your game. So I was like, okay. And I tried it out, and sure enough, it helped me with a lot of things. So it does, I guess, appear like I'm a professional developer, but it's not really. It's because of Grok and Gemini. Those are two AI chatbots that I use. Well, I didn't really use Gemini until recently. Most of it was through Grok, the AI chatbot from X.com. And then recently Gemini, or Google, released their Gemini 3.0. And so when I tested it out, it actually helped me figure out a lot of other stuff that I was working on in this game. So, and that's that's where I'm at. It really is just a lot of YouTube tutorials, watching a lot of YouTube tutorials and chatting it up, like with Gemini. Let me see, do I have that? Oh, I don't have it up. Let me see if I can open this up and show you. Do I not actually have any? Oh yeah, today's not really a day where I was working on anything specifically from the AI chatbots right now. It's just stuff that I had to like research on my own to so that I can work on it. But let me see if I turn this off and I can switch it over. So this is Grok, and as you can see, I type in a lot of stuff. So I've been using Grok since the beginning of this year to help me make my game. And I realized you can't just say, make me a game. No, you have to prompt like a whole entire almanac, a whole novel, so that it knows specifically exactly your issue, your problem, or what you want to do. And so this is like one of the prompts. And then it tells me, like, core classes in Unreal Games, Um, Let me see if I can find a better example. But yeah, pretty much I've just been working on the game with AI chatbot called Grok, which is x.com, and recently with Gemini. So this is one of the problems I had. So I had to create this entire prompt and be very specific and ask it very specifically what my problem is, so that it knows exactly what is the deal. Like, how can it help me exactly the way, um, the solution that I'm looking for, not just some random hallucinated, you know, thing that it just, you know, look through websites and then just spit out the answer, and it just doesn't, solve my problems. So you have to be very, very specific. And so fixing the nav mesh needs to be rebuilt, and monster pathfinding, and then it'll tell you, in greater detail once it knows specifically what you want from it. And yeah, other than that, I guess it's really good with text-based coding, but again, I'm not a text-based coder, so I only use Blueprint. So I have to be very specific and ask it about like nodes and stuff like that, and how to use the nodes. What are the inputs? What are the outputs? What are the options that I need to set, rather than just having it spit out text-based code and then I can just copy and paste it and then put it into my game. But I don't know how to use those. So eventually I will have to learn those. But right now, since, I'm doing fine with blueprints, I'm just going to continue using those. Is it really the 24th day? Okay, yeah. It is the 24th streaming day of my first game, but not. So I've been working on this since, so maybe it's like 365th days, because I've been, well, almost a year. Do you find them helpful when it comes to nodes? I had bad luck in the past. They keep telling me about nodes that doesn't exactly. Yeah, this is what I'm telling you. You have to be very specific. Like, you have to actually give it the names of the nodes that do exist, and even their inputs and their outputs, and then it'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry. This is how you use it," and then it solves your problem. It's like, oh my gosh, it's such a headache. You really have to really massage it really good. Like, your prompts cannot just be like, "Hey, this is the node. How? What? Tell me how to do this now." No, you gotta like tell it every single detail. Like, you have to write a freaking almanac, an encyclopedia. As you can see my prompt right here, I gave it everything, every single bit of detail. And by doing that, it allowed me to get this far, to make you think like, oh no, it's not just I've been working on this on 24 days as a noob game developer. No, it's because I really, have to. You gotta really be very, very, very meticulous with the details. And you know, if you can fill the whole prompt, because right now I think the prompt has like thousands and thousands of characters before it tells you, no, you can't prompt that much letters or words. There's a lot of things you can write in the prompt to be very specific. And then once it does that, it actually finds out exactly what is your problem and gives you the exact solution after it researches all the Unreal documents, all the Reddit posts, and all the YouTube tutorials. It'll aggregate all of that information, and then it'll spit it out from uh, from your prompt, and then tell you specifically how to fix your issue. So that's how I've been using the AI chatbots. It's not something like, this is my problem, fix it for me, and then that's it. No, that's not going to work. You have to be very specific. Like, you have to tell it every little detail of every single thing. Like, for example, if I'm in here and oh, this is not a good example actually. Right here, and then I say, like, why is this not this specific node called spawn actor BP to hollow? Why is it not working? I have this connected to this input, and this in the class, and this on the spawn transform, and this on the return value. Tell me what's going on. I got this node connected to this at this point, and you have to be that specific, and it's pretty but eventually you get used to it, because you realize if you give it more detail, it actually helps you more. It actually solves a lot of your issues, and you get stuck less. Like, I used to get stuck a lot until, until the AI chatbots came along. Do you find them helpful when it comes to nodes? I had bad luck. Tell me about nodes that doesn't exist. Epic themselves introduced AI plugin. Have you tried it? I did, but it's pretty bad. I just stick with either Gemini or Grok or ChatGPT, I guess. I haven't really used ChatGPT, but yeah, I just use the actual Grok or Gemini, because I guess they're. Let me see. It's in here somewhere. I can't even find it. They don't call it AI or anything. They call it something like. Uh, is it this blueprint editor? It's pretty bad because it's not in the actual um, editor itself. It's like like it's outside or something like that. It's in it's on a website or something like that. And I tried it, and it's I think this is it. It's called Developer Assistant, maybe. Peace. It's either this or something else. Let's see. I know I tried it, but then it didn't help me as much. So it's like, you know what? It's new. They're still working on it, but it's not for me. I'm just gonna go back to using Grok or Gemini. So I haven't been using Grok in a while because of after I tested Gemini. So that one's been working for me. Yeah, that's what I thought. No, it's in the editor. Wait, let me see. I know, I think it is supposed to be, but it actually just links you to a website, and the website has the actual AI. Let me see. Documentation, console, dev community, learning, forums, snippets. Because I remember trying out their AI already, and it wasn't good. Even with all the information from its documentations, it was pretty bad. I just no. I could read the document myself. I'd rather just do that than get help from their their AI assistants. It's still new, so it's gonna be crappy. Everything, whenever AI is still new, it's gonna be pretty bad. So I'm just hoping that in the future it'll. Uh, oh, let me see. Is it a plugin? I think so. Is this it? Maybe. It says AI assistant. But the thing with the AI assistant is, I think this is the one where, yeah, it still sends you to the actual like website. I don't think it does. Even though it says it's a plugin, it actually links to the like the website. So I didn't actually try this plugin, the AI plugin. Where'd it go? AI, a simple plugin that makes sure your project loads AI. No, that's not. Learning Agents is a machine learning library for AI character control in games. It simplifies the use of reinforcement and imitation learning in Unreal. I don't know. Is that it? Um, yeah, and I even checked out like some YouTubers who made videos about the AI assistant, uh, and they didn't like it. It's only bad because it's too new, and I think the AI team doesn't know what you know what an AI chatbot should do. It just seems to think that AI, all it does is read the Unreal documentation and then just spit back the answers to the user. And no, that's just too stupid. Like anybody can just read the documents themselves and do that. So it's it's just too early. That's the only thing. I'm not going to waste my time with that. Whenever there's something more advanced like Gemini, I keep mentioning Gemini. ChatGPT is really good, but I don't use that for game development. I just use ChatGPT for asking other types of questions. But Grok, Grok I've been using for most of the year until Gemini came out. Well, Gemini was out. I just never tried it until recently when Google released Gemini 3. But yeah, it's like it's been AI chatbots has been really helpful. Before AI chatbots, all I've been doing was watch a whole bunch of YouTube tutorials to get all of these things done. But not until AI chatbots came out, then it really, really helped me get my procedural, um, all of my procedural like code working properly. So like, let me see why. Okay, so this is all the procedural stuff, and yeah, it was not over 24 days. It was definitely over half a year of working on all of this. It took me that long because I needed to make sure that everything was working right and it wasn't bugging out and it was working the way I intend. And if it wasn't doing that, then I wasn't going to move on to any of these other things like making more monsters. For the longest time, I only had the two monsters. I only had the Beast and the Hollow because I was trying to get the procedural generation working, and it took me forever to figure it out, even with AI chatbot help. But without it, I would never have figured it out on my own as a noob, game developer and someone who does not like programming in C. It's even worse. But then having to not only figure out how to do that, but at the same time, I was learning how to use Unreal Engine because even though I've had it for years, I never actually created anything with it until I realized, oh, a lot of assets are free, so might as well try to use this really cool looking monster and this really cool looking, spaceship assets and make my own maps and monsters out of it and my own game. So, and then again, with the release of the AI chatbots, they really helped me figure out. They even gave me like step-by-step instructions on how to figure out on how to do procedural generation in the first place. Because again, I told you I was trying to use PCG. That was one of the reasons why I started trying to start making my game, is because I wanted it to be procedurally generated, and they had something called PCG, procedural content generation. Turns out it's not good for my specific use case, like my indoors and stuff. the Unreal Engine's PCG, or procedural content generation, is mainly for outdoorsy stuff, like making a whole entire planet that is procedurally generated with different trees and rivers and mountains and stuff like that, and like with a different outdoor layout of buildings. Hey, Mechmatech, welcome back. Nice to see you again. How are you? It's called AI Assistant. It's in 5.7 plugin. Oh yeah, yeah, it's there. I saw it. Uh, so AI Assistant. Okay, I need a. I'm not sure what assistant. Okay, here it is. And I won't actually try it because plugins have a way of messing with your actual game, and then you get it gets like intertwined with the actual what do you call it, the editor, and then you can't you can't fix that. So then it messes up all your own entire work. But all I know is that no, this AI assistant not until maybe 5.8 or 5.9 or 6.0 or whatever. I'm sure they're going to get better with their AI assistant, but for now, no, not even. I've watched a lot of YouTubers already go through the AI assistant, and even like I said before, I went through their website. Oh, it sucks. I didn't even switch back the editor to show you. We can't see what you are. But yeah, even the website that I just came from, that has AI assistance on it, and when you ask it, it's just no, it's just terrible. It's like you could just read the information on your own. It That's all the AI assistant does, is just copies whatever's in the documentation and then spits it out, but doesn't actually figure things out for you and then give you the solution and stuff. Not like Gemini does, or Grok does. But yeah, with this AI assistant, I don't want to. Again, I don't want to. Whenever I watch too many YouTubers already, not make good reviews on the actual AI assistant, I'm not gonna mess up my actual game turning on a plugin and stuff, because I've had very bad experiences with plugins that I've tried, and then when I didn't like them and tried to remove them, it really stuck with the game and messed up the whole thing. So I was like, no, not gonna. Especially with an AI assistant that I already have Grok, I already have Gemini. Not until they really polish their AI assistant and make it way better, if not equal to Gemini or Grok or ChatGPT. Um, Other than that, no, there's no need for me to use that whenever I'm already using Grok or Gemini. Yeah, stream. I'm good, thanks. Just browsing the Unreal forums. Yeah, stream is set to current window instead of screen. Hence, we don't see stuff. Example, when you're searching for nodes on the graph. AI Assistant is in beta. You're better off using regular AIs for now. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. So I'm just using Gemini for now. I haven't used Grok in a while, but Grok, I use that exclusively, you know, for the first, I don't know, 6 to 8 months. Not until they came out with Gemini 3. Google came out with Gemini 3, and I asked it questions about how to do this and that and whatever, fix this problem that I couldn't get solved in Grok, and it did. And I was like, okay, I'm just sticking with Grok for now. But I still, every once in a while, will ask Grok. Or, I mean, I'm sticking with Gemini for now. But every once in a while, I'll ask Grok. So if you didn't see, this was all the procedural stuff that I was working on for the past, like, 6 to 8 months. And I did have help from AI chatbots so that I can get the maps working before I did anything else. Before I added the UI, before I added the new monsters, before adding any of these other things like the these pickup items like the flashlight, the cards, anything else that I have in the game. Um, I didn't work on. So, like, if you look on the screen, this is all I was working on for like 6 to 8 months. Just these 4 decks, trying to get it working perfectly and bug free and exactly as I intended it. Yeah, I definitely have spaghetti code. I can't use text-based scripting like C++ or anything. So I use a bunch of blueprints, and it just turns out that they use a lot of wires, and so I got used to just working with spaghetti code. So it does look like a headache for most people, but for me, it's just like so long as I can follow it, like so again, let me see if I can find a good example. So this here is spaghetti code, right? But if you click on something like, not click on it, but you hover over it, you can see exactly where that spaghetti goes to. So that helps me a lot whenever I work in spaghetti code like this. Like if I need to know where this pin goes to, then I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 of the highlighted spaghetti lines is where those go to, and so I know how to get to do what I need to do, even with all of these other things in the way and all the other spaghetti lines in the way. Um, I know I love spaghetti. Slap some boxes on the graph, connect the lines, click magic button, compile, bam, you crashed again. Spaghetti is life. Yep, spaghetti's life. There's another one. And I still don't know any of the tricks that like most people use where they have these really nice spaghetti lines that are not overlapping anything. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if it's a plugin or whatever, but it's like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I already know what I'm doing and what needs to go where. So this Z connects to everything and practically connects to every single one of these nodes, I think. So some use plugins. I don't, but there are ways. So this could its own variable or a function. Probably. Yeah, I don't know if right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, no. I know that. I know that. You can create like a variable out of this so that I can just use them directly on the nodes themselves, but I don't know. Sometimes I know that if I know this is exactly what I want, then I would connect the nodes directly to it rather than having it, as a variable where it's not connected. I like to see the actual spaghetti connections because with a variable, I can't see that. I don't know where exactly who set the Z and where was the Z set first and and all that kind of stuff. But with spaghetti lines, I can see directly. Like again, all I have to do is just hover over something and see where it connects back to or connects forward to all of these lines. You would just connect a variable to each pin. So, yeah, or a single variable to multiple pins, but it's relative. If you can read it like this, it's fine. I normally spit out the spaghetti code until it's in working order, then I collapse stuff to functions and whatnot. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's a good idea. Most of the stuff I try to make it modular, so this is one custom event that I guess I could turn into a function, but I've just gotten so used to working with them in the actual same event graph and just cutting everything up into custom events. Because with functions, I guess functions can be used. Well, no, so can custom events. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know the difference between because I guess functions might be easier. No, because you still have to access them the same way. You have to cast to the blueprint that you made the function or the custom event in. So other than that, I don't know. Some things just have to be done, like these are done in a function automatically. I don't know what it is. It's what do you call it? It's a if I go back, let me see. It's something like this. It's an interface. It's similar to an interface. Let me see. Go down to the functions itself. Oh yeah. So an interface makes a function in order to work. So that's the only reason I'll create a function because it's created already for me. But other than that, I'll keep everything in the blueprints in the event graph. If it gets too big like this has, where I put all of my procedural logic in here, um, then I just start creating new event graphs and giving it its own name, like spawn point, recreational room. I even have like event graph 2, event graph 3, and so instead of making like functions and stuff, I just create a whole bunch of modular custom events and just call it wherever I need it. Like this whole thing is pretty much just a bunch of custom events happening one after the other. It tells me spawn the final straight ahead segment and stop the generation. Pretty much what this does is it finalizes the map. So like it finishes it up after all the procedural, like the maze is created, then close it up, like box it in and, you know, give it the doors, give it the floors and the ceilings and all that kind of stuff. Finish it up. And all it is it's all cut up into custom events. It's all modular pieces that just do everything in small pieces so that if anything breaks, I can go directly to it and just click on it and work on it from there instead of it being all connected with even more spaghetti lines. Because yeah, that can happen too if I don't use these modular a modular system using custom events. Again, you could use functions, but then functions usually have their own sort of tab, which I don't want. I want to be able to work on it in the same space as everything else I'm working with. If I run out of space, then I just simply create a new event graph. There are some that I have created, like event graph 1 and 2, so I just name them kitchen, mess hall, rec room, spawn point. Even the construction script, you can use that. But functions would be cleaner. Your execution can be the same. You would still call your event, and everything else could be functions and macros. Way too, way too many hours wasted on trying to fix something I broke but was working just fine 5 minutes ago. I never mess with working code anymore. Oh, actually, I didn't realize you were saying all of these things. A duplicate of it, actually. I never mess with working code anymore. Yeah, I agree. Way too many hours wasted trying to fix something I broke, but was working just 5 minutes. Yeah. Functions would be okay. The execution can be the same, but you can't put certain things in functions like latent nodes, ones with clock icon. Timelines also can't go inside a function. Interesting, I never knew that. What you could do is move some events into their own event graphs. It's useful if you have a ton of stuff in a single graph. I will it will speed up on opening and performance of editor. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I even created all these. Instead of keeping all of this code inside of the event graph, which I've done with all of these others, I realized, oh, wait a moment, this I can actually create new event graphs, give it its own name, and put all of the extra code that was just really, you know, taking up too much space, and just throw them into their own event graph. And the cool thing about it is you can just easily call them their custom events or work with them just as easily as if you were in the original event graph. And so that's why I liked using this, because it made my modular mindset even more modular with the tabs, with the event graph tabs, as opposed to going into like functions, which again, I don't really know how to use the functions. But if the multiple event graphs and the custom events work for my modular mindset, then yeah, that's what I've been doing, and that's all I've been using creating this game so far. Eventually, I guess if I really, really need to use functions, then I will actually start using them. But if I find that, you know what, I can just create a custom event and start connecting nodes to it, and it works just as fine as a function, then I'll do that instead. I won't, you know, I don't want to waste time learning something that I can already do and it works much more efficiently. Maybe not much more efficiently, but just as efficiently outside of using functions. So I think at one point, this almost year that I've been working on this game, I did ask one of the AI chatbots, I think it was Grok, like if I should use functions as opposed to custom events and event graphs. And then it must have told me that, you know, multiple event graphs and custom events were fine, because I never, you know, otherwise I would have branched off to functions this whole time. I wouldn't have stuck to custom events. You know what I mean? Like, I would not be doing any of this in custom events if functions were the better choice. But I don't know. I don't see it. Maybe Grok or Gemini. Not Gemini. Definitely Grok. I can't. Let me see. I have way too much. Like Grok conversations. I can't find it anymore. Let me see. Functions. So for the functions, please explain this portion to me meticulously, as well as it is very... Okay, functions. Maybe this is one of it. Huh. Oh, okay, never mind. Let me see. Functions. Dun, 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 dun. No, I thought this might have been it. Let me see. Alright, you already have. Didn't notice that. You can drag these into your main graph as a node. Then you open the main graph. All the boxes are there. You click on the one you need to work on at the time. It doesn't really matter if you're working solo anyways. These things come to play when you're working in a team. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, eventually, if I do need to work with functions, I'll actually sit down and learn more about them first. But yeah, I can't find the. I did have a big conversation with Grok because it was a while ago. Gemini, using Gemini was just something recent, but with Grok, I have like what seems like a million conversations about this specific game, and I remember asking it the difference between functions and custom events, and I don't know what the answer was. I don't remember, but it must have been custom events because otherwise I would be using functions right now for all my modular uh, solutions. But and I would still be using just the one event graph and construction script and not all these multiple different event graphs. Um, but since I can use custom events across event graphs, then it's like, oh, okay, let me just do that. Really helps, makes my uh, categorizing and my memory of where things are and you know what their function is. If I can modularize everything, but I think that was it. The whisper is completed. The only thing is with the Kraken, I tried to change its collision, and when I did, it messed up the. It was walking in the middle of the floor. It was like not in the middle of the floor, but like its feet was through the floor. So I had to adjust the height as opposed to the capsule half height, and then try to fix the footsteps. Eventually, I'll find some other sound effects for the feet because right now it doesn't sound as good, but I mean, it sounds better than when I had it before, which was really bad. It sounded like an I don't know, like a steampunk robot trying to walk down the street that was all broken or something. So that didn't work, but I changed that, uh, reduced the number of sound effects that didn't sound right for the footsteps. Um, but other than that, I did finish this because I tried to stream earlier, but my internet cut out, and I found out that it was actually the cable in the back of my computer got loose. So you know the internet cables and all that kind of stuff, they have like sort of a hook that hooks into the connection. Mine doesn't have that, so at any point it could just like slip out, and that's what happened, and that's why um, I lost connection. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to do for this stream. Seems like I got the only thing is with the Kraken is that it's so huge that it gets stuck in the walls. And so I have to figure out how to fix that issue. Um, I know like professional game developers, they have a specific way because whenever I play their games, their AI monsters never hug walls. So there must be some solution that prevents, that solves AI from hugging walls, like they like walk too closely to this wall whenever they want to turn the corner instead of staying in the middle of the floor and walking this way, they hug the walls, which I don't know why they do that. And then they turn the corner and hug the wall some more until they need to go this side, hug the wall, and then they get stuck in the wall. So I need to figure out how professional game developers keep their AI from hugging walls and just staying smack dab in the middle of pathways so that they don't get stuck. And because that's one of the reasons why my monsters don't work is just because they get stuck hugging in the stuck in the walls, hugging it too closely. You make a nav mesh smaller. Yeah, they look for quickest path. Yeah, I mean, you know, I like I said, I've been working. There must be something because I don't know if you can see here. I've got like a million nav mesh modifiers to try to fix that issue, and still nothing works. So, like I said, I've had millions of conversations with, AI chatbots to try to help me figure that out. And still, I can't get these monsters to stay away from hugging the walls. And they still get stuck in the walls, unfortunately. I don't know what it is. I really don't. Uh, I can create a million nav mesh modifiers. I can change this and that with the oh my gosh, just can never find the right. There's all kinds of settings and options. I don't know where they are right now, but I've done all of that. I've changed the numbers, changed the volumes, added a million volumes, added a million modifiers, changed this setting, changed that option, and nothing works. The monsters always just hug the walls and then get stuck in them. And like especially when they're going up and down these stairs, they just hug the sides and get stuck right over here. And I need, and it's really ruining my game because then you need the monsters. You need the monsters to actually chase the seeker. That's the whole point of the of this game is that it's chase-based horror. So you're not like really fighting. There's not no puzzles to figure out, no combat, to learn. You just simply run and get chased by a monster and try to escape. That's it. But if I can't get the monsters to work because they keep hugging walls, then that's a really big issue. So that was the number one thing that I was working on for so long before I decided, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to work on other stuff and then hopefully come back to figuring out how to make the monsters not hug the walls. But yeah, that was really tough. There was like a couple of months that I wasted trying to find solutions. And so these things are here. These are remnants of those. Like I just got too lazy to delete them. Like I don't even need to use them because the monsters just they don't care about these. They still hug the walls. So like all of these not modifiers. I don't even know if I needed, you know, to do. I even added these things in the monsters. Navigation invokers, everything you can think of to try to keep them from hugging the walls. I've tried, and just nothing I've tried works. So I said, well, either I can quit making this game or I can just work on something else. And so that's what I did. I just worked on other stuff. Like I worked on the UI. I worked on the adding more monsters, even though they get stuck in the walls. Worked on more maps. Worked on more sound effects. More visual effects, like actually adding items to my game finally, and actually adding cards and stuff like that. So, but that's the only reason why I haven't figured out the AI monsters hugging walls, is because I've already tried everything that I could think of. Navigation invokers, nav mesh bounds volume, nav modifiers, capsule height, agent heights, agent radius, everything you can think of to help, but it just doesn't help. The monsters, no matter what, they still hug the walls. So it's like if you make them too big, they just won't move at all. So it's like, dang, what can you do? So I just said, forget it. I'm gonna work on other stuff, and hopefully the monsters don't get stuck all the time, don't bug out. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. It's totally doable, but you can't say exactly how from top of my head. You can sample the path and set up some conditions to follow the middle of the corridor. I would think that agent radius would help. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Like I said, I've tried everything. Everything. All of these modifiers, all of the invokers, all of the jump invokers, and all this kind of stuff. It just doesn't work. So something else I'm gonna have to do, like meticulously write the code, like or something that tells the monster specifically, stay in the middle of this floor. Don't get close to the walls and stuff like. Don't walk to this side of the wall or that side of the floor. Just stay smack dab in the middle of the floor, and just, you know, stop here, turn, and go in this way. Don't hug this wall and then turn. Just stay in the middle right here and then turn, and stuff like that. I don't know. Might have to create code like that in Blueprint somehow, because other than that, I've tried everything. All of these are not supposed to be here. They're just remnants of me being too lazy to get rid of them. But yeah, agent heights, capsule heights, agent radius, invokers, jumpers, whatever, all these things, they don't work. But I think that's it for Kraken and the Whisper. So they're pretty much a bunch of assets that I got for free long before they changed the name to Fab. They had it as the Unreal Marketplace, and every month you could get 3 paid items for completely free. And so I would just keep downloading them. I would just come back every month and just keep downloading them for years until, yeah, ooh, Lovecraft. I don't know why this wasn't already in my, eventually, oh my goodness. It's almost $1,000 for this, For the personal, it's 250, but for the professional, it's $1,000. Let me see. These would be really good for outdoorsies. Oh, I like that setup. Imagine the monster running through here, and your seeker trying to escape the monster running in there. That would be so cool. This would be a nice setup. It makes sense that this is like $1,000 because look at the detail. It's so good. And imagine in a horror setting, so it makes it even more better. I really like it. Yeah. Eventually, someday, I'll maybe, because right now I just don't have the funds to, you know, buy any of the assets. So if they're setting it out for free, then I'll save them to my library and download them eventually. So all of this stuff that like the riffs that I've been creating, that was all from free asset packs that were for free actually for like a month. But then now if you try to get them, you have to pay the original price. Must be a checkbox. Yeah, checkbox for the radius or something. I like this. It's really nice. But yeah, it makes sense. This is like 250 to $1,000 because the detail is so good. Look at the environmental art. This is the kind of stuff that I want for my hallways. If you've seen my hallways, they're so plain, boring looking. Fish and octopus and some runes on the ground or something. Even newspaper. And you can see all the scratches on the bench and the walls. That is so cool. You got moss on the walls too. My goodness. The bricks. It's so professionally done. Eventually I'll get my my riffs to look this, lived in and occupied and filled in. Because I have all the free assets, except for this one. But I have a whole bunch of free assets that I can, if they're not already downloaded, then I can download them. So long as they were offered for for free for a month. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Just put that, bookmark that. But yeah, that's what I like about the new Fab. They've really integrated it well into Unreal Engine itself. So all you have to do is simply just click on it and just say add to project, and it'll automatically download. You can just save it to your library. And then when you look at your project, here it is. It downloaded it right here. Is this it? I can't. It has to be because I've never seen this folder here before. Fab Mega Scans. 3D. Oh, these are the sandbags. Nice. Oh, there they are. Ta-da! So they work really well with the game now, or the editor, the Fab. It used to be Unreal Engine, Unreal Marketplace, but now they changed it to Fab Marketplace. So now I got sandbags. Oops, I don't want it in the middle of the. It's gonna be right there. But yeah, they made it so seamless, and eventually, You just create a whole entire game with these free assets, and but then again, the ones that you have to pay for, they are professionally done, so they look very professional, and they probably have more attributes to them, so that you can use them in more ways than just this. But yeah, so that's it. That's where I got what is it? Stark Castle. That's where I got all my assets from. Is just Unreal Marketplace and Fab Market. Fab.com, not Fab Market. Anyhow, that's it for I don't know what else I want to work on. Maybe next time I'll work on the UI. I keep wanting to work on the UI, but keep not getting around to it. So eventually I'll work on my UI again. Mainly this screen, the main menu, and all of the settings and the credits and stuff like that. But who knows? Because I even created color palette theme. So whenever you go to different parts of the game with different UI and stuff, maybe I can keep it consistent and use the same color palette stuff. So I've already done all of that. Let me see. I don't know if I can show you that. If I go and click on this, does it show? Unfortunately, it doesn't. But anyhow, you can go into if you click on any of these color tabs or color picker, it opens up the color picker, and then in there in the bottom left you can create a new theme, a color palette theme. And I've created a couple already so that I know which colors to use for my because you know, I've been watching some YouTube videos saying that you should have like a color palette to work with for your game, so that you don't have all kinds of different colors all over the place, and it just keeps everything to one theme, and a consistent theme with your buttons and your frames and your borders and anything else that is the UI. So I'm trying to work on that, but I keep getting distracted by working on other stuff like monsters and stuff like that. But yeah, eventually I'll get to that. So for now, though, I think I'm satisfied with the Kraken and the Whisper for now, and eventually I will go back to working on the UI. But fab.com has so much resources, I just didn't actually look at it. So until now, that they've really integrated into the machine, into the editor, so I don't have to go through like a separate website or separate Epic Games launcher or anything. I can just go directly here, go directly there to Fab just by clicking on the window menu in the editor itself. But guess that's it. You grabbing the freebies? Yes. It used to be every month, but I don't know when they started it. It's like every 2 weeks or so, or 3 weeks now. It's twice a month. So maybe not 2 or 3 weeks, but definitely twice a month. So there's, yeah. I think it's tomorrow. Let me see. It actually tells you. If you go to Fab, and it does say, don't remember how to get to that screen though, but I remember seeing it in here, and you can just go and click on it, and oh, I guess it doesn't anymore. Maybe they changed it. They got rid of it. Dun, 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 dun. Such interesting. I remember it used to be in here. I guess you can't do it that way. Maybe see. Let me see. Can you do it from here? So it's cool because you don't have to actually leave the editor anymore. You can just stay inside of it, not have to go to a separate what do you call it? Like a separate application, like a website or something. You just stay in here. I don't know what happened. I guess they got rid of it. Oh, that sucks. Because I remember it was in here before, and all I did was just save it to my library. But I guess they changed that. Let's see, if I click on home, it didn't used to be this. It used to be something more like the it wasn't like a list of all of these things that you could get. It was more of a, it looked more like you're, I don't know if it looked more like this. No, not like this. Darn it. It looked like the actual screen, like the actual website. And it had the date too. It was like, oh, you better get these free assets now because they are going to expire at this date, like December 30th. And it would say it right in here, but don't know why they changed it, I guess. They got rid of it. So now you have to actually go to the website or the Epic Games launcher. This looks cool. Imagine running through that on a monster chasing you. Nice. And you know those trenches could be mazes. So that'd be perfect. But look at the environmental art. It's just crazy. I probably only get these walls and floors, but all of this mud and leaves and all that, I don't think I'll be able to do. I mean, I may be able to, but it'll take me a million years. Okay. Let me see. You're grabbing that. So if you didn't get the current one, now is the time. Oh yeah, no, I got it. I got the current ones where, what were they? Do, 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 do. If I go to fab.com, limited time. Oh yeah, I got the realistic lab equipment. Let me see. I could have sworn I got that. Realistic lab. Yeah, I got it. It's saved in my library. This would be perfect for a place for a monster to chase you through. That'd be nice. Like an evacuated science lab with all of these scientific equipment. What else was there for free there? I got it. Oh, there's this This character, where is she? Um, Mechanic girl. Oops. Mechanic. Mechanic. This one right here. She was for free, so I already saved her to my library. Other than that, they usually charge for these. But for years, I've been just going to their site and just downloading them. Well, not downloading them, but saving them to your library. Because even if you just save them to your library, you don't have to actually download them. You can eventually get them later. Oh yeah, I really like this one. So this was one of the free ones, Medieval Village. And oh, see, it's normally like $35 to $100, but for this month it was free. And but this is good because I like the assets. I can create a village around my Victorian houses, my Victorian rift, Victorian mansion rift. I can create these on like an outside village. That looks really nice, and they're modular too. I like to, so they're not actually, so that I can just have procedurally generated logic, piece all of these together in specific ways to make houses and like all of this stuff. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so most of the assets that I am using is because they came with modular pieces, so that I can just work on create the environments that I need to procedurally. I would check Humble Bundle. There's some good stuff sometimes. If you pick price and set it to free, it will be the first 3 assets on the list. Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, I usually do that whenever I go in. I just select price and click on free, and then everything that looks good to me, I'll just save it to my library. And so that's why all of this stuff came from. It's just like, this is the current model I'm using for the Seeker right now. And, I just got this one. This was up for free. Some of these are, this I use as one of the monsters, Severog. I call this the Hollow, because it's hollow inside. Another of their monsters, or not monsters, but another of their characters I use as my monster is this guy, Grux. And I use this skin, no, not that one, this one as the monster. This one right here, the lava one, as a monster in my game. I branded Grux as my monster in game. But yeah, I want to use one of these. For one of my characters. I'm not sure if it's this one. I definitely want to use this in my game eventually as one of the characters to play as. But I don't know. Maybe it might be. I need to find another character. This was one of my monsters previously. It will be the first 3 assets on the list. Just make sure you click on top 3D. Yeah. is a character. Where is she? Huh. Oh, I think it's this one. I want this character in my game. Maybe. Maybe this one with this skin, probably. Which is kind of weird because there is no combat, there is no puzzle solving. It's simply just run and hide. So they don't need to look all fancy like this. They could just be like meta humans or something. Just regular looking characters. But yeah, this one was for free, and that one is the monster that I put into the game. I call it the Whisper, since they already call it the Whisper. And already added that monster. This one could be cool, but has too much armor. It says, again, it's not a fighting game. It's supposed to be a horror game. Anyways, yeah. You're going to publish this sometime? She ran away too, huh? Who ran away? She ran away too? But am I going to just double check the licensing for all the assets you're using? Yeah, definitely. There are some that I found if you go in, and they specifically say some things in here. But otherwise, if they don't, then you just have to follow the this license terms right here, the standard. Oh, it goes off to another site, and then if you just read through that, it tells you to like which ones, what you can do with it. If you can change it, and if you can put it up for sale on the Epic Games Marketplace or stuff like that. But eventually, I do want to publish this. When I first started making this game, it's meant only for me because I have a favorite horror game that the developers don't work on anymore. And as much as I like it and I still play it every day, it's buggy. But I decided, you know what? Since Unreal Engine is free, I can make my own game just like that one. And so it was just meant for me to play. But maybe eventually at some point, I'll put it up on either itch.io or even Epic Games itself. But right now, I'm not worried about any of that. I want to actually make the game first, the game that I want to play, that is based off of another horror game that is my favorite horror game that the developers are not working on anymore. So, but eventually, yeah, I guess I will put it up on itch.io. Will I put a price on it, or will it be free? I don't know, but I will publish it to the public. It's just not in a state that I want to release it yet. Because I mean, if I don't want to play it yet, why do I think anybody else would want to play it? I still want to do so many things with it. I was expecting that, oh, this is just going to be an easy 1 week game jam thing. And it turns out, like, no, it's already almost a year later. And I'm still stuck developing it. Just double check the licensing. A lot of people think just because they got it for free, they can do whatever they want. But it's good you already know all this, especially if it's a commercial project. Yeah, yeah. So a lot of the assets that I downloaded and I'm using, they already have, specific licensing that specific. It keeps going to another site, But if you read it, it specifically says that yes, you can change it, you use it however you want, and you can sell it on the Epic Games marketplace. But if there are other sort of licenses, I won't touch those, even though they're free, and so you won't see me working on those. But the ones that are already in there, it's because they're already uh, they already have like standard license. Which, if you read through them, I think at even one point in time, this past year that I've been working on this game, I just took the whole license, copy and pasted it, and put it into the AI chatbot and have it explain it in detail what I can and what I can't do with these assets, and then I asked it specific things like, can I, after I create my game using these free assets, can I sell my game using these free assets, and do I need to credit them like in a credit screen? And this is why, if you've seen my main menu, I have a credits button to say all that kind of stuff. But some, depending on the license, some creators don't even need all of that credit stuff. I guess they just literally put things up for free that you can use it and make money off of it however you want, so long as you're following the license and stuff like that. So you won't see me using any free items that have like CC some other number or something. I think CC4 you're fine, but some other numbers you're not really fine, even though it's free. Some things that are free that have royalties, that might be problematic. So yeah, most of the stuff that I'm using in game right now are completely free, and I can just resell sell my game using their assets. I can I or don't have to credit them. But then there are some that I do have in here, like maybe a font or something and some music, that even though they gave it to me for free, I still have to credit them. So yeah, I write all that stuff down. If it's from Epic, then it's probably fine when used with Unreal. I'm mainly talking about third-party ones. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like I said, I already look at all of the free items and I look for their license. Sometimes they say CC's 3 or CC 0 or whatever, and those are probably not good. But, things that are specifically where they, like a standard license, where they tell you exactly what you can and can't do, then yeah, I will or won't use them depending on what they say. So CC, Creative Commons Attributions License. The usage is governed by the terms of the Creative Commons license. You will find a summary here. Yeah, all of that stuff I do have all of that information saved so that I can credit whoever needs credit for stuff that I got for free from them and whatnot. So, but that I won't, not until I finish the game, and at some point will publish it, whether I publish it for money or not, for free, or just for publish it for free. You still have to. I still have to work on a credit scene, just to credit those people who allowed me to use their assets for free. Some don't need credit, but others do. But then some, even though they give it to you for free, and if you want to resell their their artwork or something, then you have to pay them royalties. And most of those stuff I just, avoid. So you won't see them in my game for now, until maybe I can get some crowdsourcing like Indiegogo or Kickstarter, and get the fundings from them, and then I'll, you know, buy, stuff like the Lovecraft, and then use them in my games. What? Oh, let me see. All products. Still no? Oh my goodness. Okay, forget it. This looks cool. Okay, whatever this is. It's probably just a prop that you can just put somewhere. I like it. I'll just add it since it's free. And it's using CC4. CC4 should be fine to use. If not, then I won't put it in my game. But doesn't mean I can't save it to my library. Anyhow, I don't think I wanted to work on anything else. I really was supposed to just work on the Kraken, and once I was done with that, I didn't have a clue what else I was going to work on, really. Oh, yeah, I know. The UI. But that's going to take a lot of, like, actual work, effort to work on. So I don't want to start it right now. I'll do that in another stream. So, anyhow, I think I'm going to head out. So, all you guys who stopped by, thank you for stopping by. Mechmatech, it's nice to see you again. Bird5, nice to meet you. And hopefully, I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, definitely have a good day, Mechmatech. And yeah, see you guys next time.